Hello, everybody. I hope you are well today. Thank you for joining me this evening. It's Saturday night. It's Saturday, August 26th, 2023, and I hope you're doing well. Daylight Disinfectant, lovely to see you, my friend. Sashina, thank you again for being on with me last night. What a great time, especially for my first time to handle that like you. You know how I am. No, seriously, I appreciate all of you guys understanding and hanging out with us. We're gonna go, okay, here's what we need to do. We have to audition for our next bond court judge, okay? So we together need to come up with some criteria that is important to us as a YouTube channel, what we want to see in a judge, and then I will find that for us. So we're going to be exploring a bunch of different bond courts over the next few weeks until we settle on one. Daylight. Don't stir the pot, Daylight. Nobody has wrenches yet. Um, and again, welcome. If you're just getting here, please clock in for your shift by hitting the like button. Make sure that you're subscribed to the new channel. I am going to ask if somebody might take a list for us today of any suggestions that people put out that I can then look at later. Maybe Sashina or somebody else. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be like C level work. I'm asking for like C minus. Sashina, I love it. Thank you so much. Because I just saw Judge Van in there. T-Rex, 123, not it. I wasn't even volunteering you, T-Rex, at all. Hector's here. Hector, I want to re-explore the bond court that I butchered last night. I was a little distracted, so we're going to go back and look at that afterwards. But we're starting with a Judge Brad Gardner. Now, is Presto here? Because Presto's not going to be happy, but most of these judges are in Clayton County. Don't go complaining about it, okay? Anyways. Did you, Hector? Okay, I'll go look at that in the Discord once we get this one started. That sounds like a good idea, Sashina. I will say Sashina's name. So it's a sneaky way. No, people love it when you say their name. Reminder, if you want to join the Discord, I don't manage my Discord very well, but it's a great place to be. So you can come and hang out there, post things there, remind me that you've posted things there, and then I'll probably go look at it. Oh, she means type it. That's just the way I am. Also, just before we get started, a last reminder that it is now the countdown to Florida for me, to get ready to go. So we're going to be doing some fun Florida things to do. Hello, Georgia Peach. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. If you want to like hang out with me in my bedroom a little bit more, not like that sounds, more like packing clothes from my closet, picking shoes with me, that kind of thing. Daylight Disinfectant is suggesting Orange County, Florida. Well, I will definitely check them out. I love all the ideas. So that's right. Name your strain or your drink that you're drinking tonight. Oh, I forgot almost. We're also gonna cook. It's gonna be such a throwback evening. I'm gonna make food. When I was starting out, I was like standing here going, okay, well, I feel like you're forgetting something. There was one like really important thing. What are you gonna do? So there it is. We're gonna make my favorite rice and beans. Jody's here. Welcome. You've got Purple Kush. Oh, that's awesome. Hector's vaping Tropical Storm. I like the sounds of that. I like those sativa tropical ones. Oh, Georgia, you weren't kicked out of anywhere. Nobody's kicked out ever of any of my streams. But if people choose to leave, they can do that. We are just having a good time. I wouldn't worry too much about it. We are going. You got a shout out on the Peloton, Georgia Peach? Is that her? Daylight, that would be intense. Oh my god. One day I'll have a Peloton and I'll get a shout out on the Peloton. Setting goals. Okay. Let me get the proper screen up. Hold on, I have to fix a setting that I've done, so that's my bad. Um, I guess. Lots of settings, lots of settings. I'm not a tech person. You guys know that, okay? I got. You have sponsors? Georgia, that's awesome, girl. Fuck yeah. Get your sponsor going. I appreciate the hustle and I respect that. Hun, I don't do drama. I maybe like, I feel like I'm a very dramatic person, but I'm not. I'm more like, I don't know, low maintenance drama? I'm not. Anyways, I'm so happy for you that you have sponsors. That is amazing. Um, Congratulations and keep up the good work, girl. That is hard work and awesome.
Log back on. Thank you, Judge. Officer Rollins, if you could, let's go back to when you were you had given us testimony regarding another officer who was there, who was able to smell the weapon and what his determination was.
Okay.
Hold on. What? Did she just say smell a weapon? Seriously, smell a weapon? We gotta go back. Okay, we gotta go right back to the very beginning. Obviously, this was like some. No, I don't do any prep work on this. Smell a weapon. Isn't that like a dog's job? Can they train a human being to smell a weapon? That's what she said, Daylight. Yes. Hi, Grid.
Okay, we're back on YouTube. Just for the record, there was an issue with Mr. Rogers, and we just paused so that he could log back on. Thank you, Judge. Officer Rollins, if you could, let's go back.
Okay, so here's a great lesson. Let's just have we're gonna learn YouTube together lesson, okay? So what we can see, what I did here was I picked out something that they had already started.
You were
Stop, lady. I'm done
yet.
We're teaching.
There, he was able to smell the weapon and what his determination was.
Okay. So there's a senior officer.
Ma'am, no, we are gonna go back. So we're gonna hit back, but we need to remember the date. The date of this one was tells you right away. This is the back end, guys. I'm teaching. October 5th, 2022. And it was 36 minutes, 55 seconds long. So now we're going to go find the other one that was that day. 36 10 months ago, all the way down here. See, now there's 11 months. That's dangerous. See, we want to be at 10 months only. Here, I think it's this one. I think it's this one. So we're going to do the whole case. We'll just start from there because I want to know about the smell weapon.
You can mute yourself and turn on your video. Okay, for the record, this is position number 23 on my calendar today, State of Georgia versus Josquez Herschel Durant. Mr. Durant is charged with warrant number 2022 CW 54356 with committing the offense of aggravated assault. He's charged in warrant number 2022 CW 54357 with committing the offense of criminal damage to property in the first degree.
He's charged in warrant number 2022 CW 54358 with committing the offense of theft by taking. And finally, he's charged in warrant number 2022 WA 14799 with committing the offense of loitering or prowling. Ms. Freeman.
Yes, Judge.
Oh my goodness, luring or prowling. Okay, this is important. So if you're just getting here, make sure that you've clocked in for your shift by hitting that like button, that you are subscribed to the new channel. I've started a new channel. This is it. Please subscribe. Also, welcome Glitter Fart. Welcome. Who else was here? Oh, Courtney's here. Guys, please go ahead and tell me what you've had for dinner. I really love everybody's autocorrect defaulting pew pews to fun. It's actually great. Like I feel like, it adds a little something. But Grim, I love that yours is probably meant to be like that. Fun sniffing dogs are those dogs that stick their nose in your crotch. Um, Hector's gonna have a salad. Like I said, I'm gonna be making some beans back here and rice in a little bit. It is very hot where I am. Oh, we forgot to do my American lesson of the day. Oh, we'll do that right now then. So, folks, if you didn't know, I am in Canada, and in Canada we use something called Celsius. Y'all use Fahrenheit? That's what it is. Okay, so today the temperature, it's a lie. It's lying. It says 76 degrees. That's a lie. That in my mind is 24. Yeah, I guess it's about 24. I would say it's like 25. Every time I do the conversion, I'm always baffled. Like when people talk about 100 degrees, I'm like, oh my God, that's like 35 degrees. Okay. So everybody's mentioning what they're having in for dinner in the chat. I've also posted a new Discord channel for us. There's going to be 2 new Discord channels coming, but the one is already posted. It's called The Dinner Table, and it's where I would like to see what you had for dinner. And the second one is going to be our own little movie theater. So we're just not going to talk about it too much, but we are going to have some movie watching over on Discords. So please keep an eye out for that. Join the Discord if you haven't yet. I will post a link to that. If you're wondering why there's no mods here or no members, well, we are not monetized yet, and we're having a mod Olympiad, and we will be dealing with the mods there. Not that I don't appreciate all of you, but I run a very weird ship here. It's different than the average modding job. I bet Mayor could attest to that with his 21 plus wrenches all over the place. Bruce Davis is here. Good evening, Bruce. Jennifer Landon, I saw come in. Love to hear it. Vicky's here. Oh, thank you. Vicky, is this your favorite dress? I think it's your favorite dress, the blue one. It's strapless, but I wore my bra part, so it doesn't look quite strapless. I think this is the one that you said you like. I like this dress too. As a reminder, if you are just getting here, clock in for your shift. That's very helpful. And we're going to continue watching this bond hearing, it seems like. We're all learning together. Yay, Vicky. That's awesome. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to be making beans and rice as well. Oh, yeah, Jay from Michigan. Understood. Like, modding in certain places is different than modding is a very hard job. Here, I think every single person that's in the chat helps mod in their own way by just like answering questions when people ask them and having a good time, welcoming people when they first come in. That's so important to me. If you're lurking, you can come say hi. We don't bite unless you want us to. And even then, you get to tell us how hard. Oh, Courtney, me too. That's why I can only have a channel. Look at the Discord too. I mean, regardless, let's keep going.
I know that these cases are normally broken up. Is this WA, is that connected to the CWs?
I believe it is, Judge. Let me double check. Let me see.
It has Officer Rollins down.
Jody, the potato wedges.
Well, let me see, because I don't have a copy of that. Of that warrant.
Okay, because if we're in dismissal dance court right now, dismissed, right? If the case, no, not quite. If you're talking about potato wedges, Jody, I can absolutely get you that recipe later. It is so simple. It is just potatoes to begin with. Did I make the beans and rice? Not yet, Nally Mike. The Instant Pot is over here. The ingredients I procured from absolutely my kitchen are right here. And we'll be making it in a minute.
Do you know Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I think it's in a sense, yeah, it's related. It seems to all be about the same night. I think and the officer could probably spell it out a little better, but I think it's all related. It seems to be the basis that they use to detain them to investigate the warrants, kind of, as I understand it. Seems to be how it happened.
Okay.
I figured because of the charge, it was related to it.
Okay. I just wanted to be certain. Mr. Durant is present in court here today. He's represented by counsel. The state is going to be represented by Ms. Freeman. Ms. Freeman, would you swear your witness in and present your case?
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Rollins, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear and affirm that the testimony about provided in the matter of state of Georgia versus Jaquez Durant will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please tell us your name and how you're employed.
My name is Justin Rollins, Officer Rollins, Clayton County Police Department.
How long have you worked with the Clayton County Police Department?
I've been with the Clayton County Police Department 1 year, 2 months.
And sir, were you working with the Clayton County Police Department on September 22nd of 2022?
I was.
On that particular day, were you dispatched to a firearm discharge call at 179 Indian Lake Drive?
That's affirmed.
Is that address, is that a house or a business?
That address is an entire apartment complex.
Okay. Did you go to a specific apartment number?
I did not. We heard that there were shots in the area, so I was the first officer there to make contact, but we didn't get a specific building at first.
When you arrived at the apartment complex, did you speak to any witnesses there?
So there was one gentleman. He was unfortunately never identified, but this gentleman came to the front of the complex from the back. He said that he ran. He seemed really disheveled. Basically, he said, "I'm scared for my life." There was somebody shooting in the back of the complex, and it was a small white vehicle, a little hatchback vehicle that sped through the complex, a white truck. They actually just went out as you came in. That was the vehicle that was shooting. So I immediately,
Okay, we're just gonna pause here for a little kitchen break. People are talking about Instant Pot. Courtney, get the Instant Pot. You can probably go to Walmart or fucking Amazon right now and get it for like $69. Just get it. Even if you don't cook a lot, I guarantee you'll cook more. Especially if you watch me and we'll do recipes together. I think it's worth it. Like, it cooks certain things so fast, especially for me. And you know how I am. I'm a little weird with meat. I don't like chicken that's cooked that I see. But in the Instant Pot, I'm very comfortable at the temperature and like the pressure that it's been cooked at. And so I actually really enjoy Instant Pot chicken. So even for somebody that doesn't cook a lot, I would urge you, especially now, like they're pretty cheap, go and find an Instant Pot for pretty cheap and it will be worth it. I'm going to go ahead and make these beans here. I'm not soaking them. I'm not using pre-soaked beans at all. The recipe would be adjusted if you were going to use pre-soaked beans, but you don't have to. The main thing about an Instant Pot that's really important is the seal. So you saw me take the seal out of here and was fiddling with that. This can be, almost every part of the Instant Pot is safe to go in the dishwasher. You have to double check, but most of it is. And you have to really make sure that the seal is in there properly because it's using both heat and pressure to cook the food, which is why it's able to get it so cooked quickly. Beans and rice is such a cheap meal. Like that's it's super duper cheap to make. You can make as little or as much as you want. There's a certain minimum that you have to make, but you can freeze certain things. And I would say like Instant Pot is probably at the cheap level these days where like you already have an air fryer, right, Courtney? Like I think the two appliances that somebody should have these days are not a microwave and a stove, but an Instant Pot and a air fryer. That's and a vitamin, like a Vitamix or a smoothie. What are they called? Fucking blenders. They're fucking blenders. That's what they are. Daylight. T-Rex is a friend that I made at when I was at the Matsuri conference it's been weeks now, in Houston, and he has a YouTube channel and is going to be the guest on our next Follow Friday, which is not this Friday next, but the one after. I agree, Denali Mike, like a gas stovetop is great, but what I'm saying is, let's say you have somebody in your life that's moving out for the first time into a new apartment or whatever, you're not going to buy them a fucking gas stove. But if you bought them an Instapot or an air fryer, that's really going to expand their possibilities. And part of it is because it's so self-contained, you don't need to have a giant oven or even a spot for it. I think that this Instant Pot, you can saute in it, Courtney. That's the other thing. So you can actually do almost everything you do on a single burner in an Instant Pot. Plus, then you can cook it almost like it was in an oven and you get it really done. So again, not sponsored by Instant Pot. Fucking wish. Georgia Peach, if you're still here, tell me how you got that sponsorship. No, I'm just joking. But seriously, so I'm going to measure out these beans. I'm going to grab my recipe. It's not too big. This one is specifically called the Instant Pot IP Lux. And what I especially like about it is that it makes a little sound when it's done. Microwave is good too. Like, I'm not saying get rid of a microwave, but I am saying, like, if you're buying somebody something as a housewarming gift. Oh, unless it's like one of those toaster oven microwaves. Also, I found a microwave recently that goes like this instead of in a circle. Does anybody have one of those? It's pretty cool. Back and forth in the microwave. The plate moves back and forth instead of round in a circle. It's a first for me. Okay. Let's watch some core while I figure this out.
I put him on hold for a second because I wanted to see if I could make contact with the suspected vehicle.
Were you able to make contact with that vehicle?
I did. I actually made a U-turn, came back out the complex, and there was a white hatchback matching the description sitting in the median area, like where you would make a turn either left or right. So it wasn't an actual lane. It was the left to right, like median area in the middle of the road.
How many people were in the vehicle?
At the time when I came out the complex, I wasn't sure how many people. I looked at the vehicle and it was just weird that they weren't moving because normally traffic is flowing. Either somebody's coming in the complex or going out, but this vehicle was still outside the complex. And when I came out the complex, that's when the vehicle started to move and turn back into the complex.
Did you stop the vehicle?
I did. I called out the radio and I said, I've located a white vehicle matching the description of what the 911 callers gave. It's occupied 3 times, which in our terminology is there's 3 people in the vehicle. I did proceed to make a traffic stop on that vehicle. I can't remember the exact apartment, but it was pretty much a dead end. They pulled to the left and then went down towards some apartments, maybe like 115 or 112. I made a traffic stop on that vehicle and they pulled all the way into the last spot to the right-hand side.
Oh, hold on 1 second, Ms. Freeman and Officer Rollins. Someone just logged on and it just says iPhone. Would you please turn your camera on and identify yourself?
Okay, let me see here. Camera.
It wasn't me.
I'm not that technologically savvy, so let's see.
That's coming up next, Graham. I
Okay.
wanted to start the
Can you identify yourself?
Okay.
with your words.
Judge, I'm not sure what I'm doing here.
Can you just identify yourself? I can hear you. Sir, what's your name?
Larry Richardson.
Mr. Richardson, why are you logging in?
Huh?
Why are you logging in?
I was sent an email with saying I was part of some Zoom call.
Mr. Richardson, are you with Atlanta Police Department?
I am.
Okay, so I would suggest next time, identifying yourself as Officer Richardson, and so we would know. But that case, we've already handled that case, and so we won't need you this morning. So thank you for holding on.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, just gonna say one thing. For a police officer who probably asked people to identify themselves for a living. Also, I'm laughing in the chat. He didn't know what to say. Why didn't he know it's his name? Like, anyways, also Courtney, now I'm laughing at you and Mayor. Guys, that's funny. Imagine Officer McClueless, that would be a good one. Like, what did he think he wanted him to do? He was like, tell me your name. Oh, yes, I'm Larry so-and-so.
Do you know how to press leave meeting? Okay, there we go.
I just removed him.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ms. Freeman.
Officer Rollins, you were, I think I asked you but you were telling us about the traffic stop on this vehicle.
Yeah, so the vehicle re-entered the complex, the same one that matched the description of what the gentleman said, as well as other 911 callers, the one that was discharging a firearm. Mm-hmm. They pulled to the left and then to the right and then to the back of the end of a section of apartments, maybe in a 100s area. And that's when I proceeded.
To the left, to the right, to the left, sorry.
To make a traffic stop, utilizing my emergency equipment. At that point, I was able to see how many males were in the vehicle because there was no 10 on the vehicle. My radio to dispatch said I found the vehicle that matched the description. It was pointed out by someone and it was occupied by 3 black males. At that point in time, I asked for, backup a few more units, and I just waited until I got those units.
When the units arrived, were you able to speak to any of the individuals in the car?
Yeah, so we made contact with the individuals in the vehicle, and I immediately asked them. I'm pretty straightforward, so I just asked them, what happened in the back of the complex? What's going on? We got a call of gunshots back there, people driving through the complex at high rates of speed. So what happened? And the guy was like, oh, man, I'm just going to be real with you, man. Like, man, nothing crazy really happened. And I'm like, okay, like what happened, And then he didn't really want to give me the story. So what we did was we pulled each individual out the vehicle, not physically. We just, we asked them to step out. Driver, I believe, was Omari Liptrot. The passenger was Jaquez Durant. And the gentleman in the back was a Kobe Billings. So I made contact with Omari Liptrot. That was the driver. He was the one with the valid driver's license, so he was driving. I asked him, could I do an open hand pat just to, see if he had any weapons on him since they were, suspected of discharging a firearm. He said, go ahead. So I patted him down. I got to his right pant pocket and I felt something hard. So, I said, hey, just keep your hands on top of the vehicle. What's this? And he said, go ahead and find out. I'm like, okay. So I reach in the pocket.
Heard that line before. God. What's that in your pocket that's so hard? Go ahead and find out.
I pull out, I think it was a extended magazine for a Glock. I want to say Glock. Let's see. It was a Glock 19 or Glock 17, but it was an extended magazine, 9mm capacity. And I took that, put that on top of the vehicle. I asked him where the actual firearm was at, and he didn't really want to answer me. So we pulled the other individuals out the vehicle. We started asking them questions about what happened. They didn't really want to give us any answers. We asked them how they knew each other, what they were doing in the complex. And I said, hey, what were you doing in this complex? What was your reason for being here? Do any of you guys live here? Do you have a legitimate reason to be here at this time of night? Because right now, looking a lot like loitering, this is when people are in a place at a time in which, normal law-abiding citizens wouldn't be. And it's just not making sense that you guys are in here. And then people are pointing out your vehicle and saying that a firearm was discharged. And then you have a magazine in your pocket. So, just be straight with me what's going on. So then he finally gives me some of the story, which was he went to a studio with a guy that he met on Instagram. The guy on Instagram got mad because somebody touched his phone. I don't know if they picked it up because all iPhones look the same. They're black with black cases. So maybe it got picked up by accident. That was the story he gave me. I said, okay, well, what happened after that? And he said, well, the guy said somebody took his camera and that nobody could leave until he finds out where his camera's at. And it's a pretty expensive camera. I said, okay, what happened after that? And he said that, well, the guy started shooting at us. I said, okay, did you shoot back? He said, no, we didn't shoot back. We all ran. We got in the car. We left. I said, okay. Question the other ones individually. I think we detained the driver, Omari Liptrot, at that point and put him in the back of a squad car. We started digging a little bit more, weren't able to get a whole lot, but we did have the fact that none of them knew the address to the studio. None of them initially said that they were at the studio. They didn't know this guy's name. They all had to act like they didn't know each other and they had no relation to each other. They were just like, oh, that's my guy, Boo Boo or something. They literally act like they didn't know each other at all. So we said, okay, well, at this
Hold on, I'm sorry. I don't call anybody Boo Boo that I don't know. Do you guys? Is Boo Boo a general salutation that you say? Like, I would be like, Brian and Kimmy, Boo Boos, hi, thank you for being here. Or Bruce Davis, my Boo Boo is having dinner time, biscuits and gravy. I think I know you guys more. Oh, it's a hood term? Okay. Damn it. Now I sound rude. But, seriously. Boo Boo, presto, my Boo Boo, you're here. Also, you ain't gonna like this. It's in Clayco again. Seriously, Boo Boo does not sound like I don't know that person to me. KCC, Boo Boo, let's get a picnic basket. Oh, Hayden Harris, thank you for being here. This does sound like a ridiculous story. I would like to point out it is rank. Is it hearsay? So it's being stated by the person, I guess, to the police officer. I guess you get around the hearsay exception when the police officer is there to testify. But what was told to him? I'm trying to comprehend why there. I guess this is just a preliminary hearing, most likely. Oh, Bruce says I can call him Boo Boo. It's fine. Presto says, I like telling my guys at work, I got you, Boo Boo. Can all you Boo Boos please make sure that you hit the like button for me, Boo Boo? Thank you.
At this point, you're going to be arrested for loitering. For the driver, because he had that gun, which we eventually found to be in the glove box of the vehicle. One of the officers smelled the gun. They checked it out, and it smelled like it had been recently shot. That's based off of his knowledge, training, and experience. He's been dealing with guns a long time. So he smelled the gun. He checked it out. He said, "This smells like it's been shot recently." And the guy said, "Oh, I shot the gun, but it was earlier today, and it it was at a friend's house. My friend, they got mad land, a lot of land at their house. So I shot it earlier. We said, you don't mean like earlier, like.
Oh, so let me stop you for a minute. Who when you're saying that he said this, are you referring to Amari Lipton at this time?
Amari is the one who said that he shot the gun earlier that day. That's the one who said he shot the gun earlier that day.
Okay, is he also the one who gave you the information that you had before about this producer and the person shooting at them?
He was the initial person that confirmed that. We did get that out of Jaquez and Akobe later in questioning, but he was the initial person who finally disclosed that they were supposedly at a studio.
And where exactly was the gun located?
So the actual gun was located
Down his pants. I thought we talked about this already. He said, I feel something hard in your pocket. And he said, find out what it is. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
in the glove box on the passenger side, which was in front of Jaquez Durant's seat.
Okay. When Jaquez Durant made a statement, what information was he able to provide to you?
So when we talked to Jaquez Durant, he basically said that he had nothing to do with it, and he didn't shoot the gun. He didn't get into a shootout. He basically was just with them, and he didn't really know them like that. That's basically what he told us. He didn't disclose anything further.
Were you and the other officers able to locate any shell casings?
We did. We located one shell casing, one spent shell casing on the driver's side in the crease of the floorboard. And then the other officers located 4 more shell casings in front of a unit, which we believe to be the studio that they were at.
Were all of these from the same weapon that was located in the car?
We believe so, yes.
Come on now. Come on now. I'm sorry, but isn't that the kind of shit you have to do some, double checking on? Oh, you guys, we're all going to be boo-boos forever. If you're just getting here, please go ahead, clock in for your shift by hitting that like button. It helps me with my boo-boo, YouTube daddy. I'm about to start making these beans. I'm going to wait until we switch over to the next part of these. It seems to me we're relying a lot on this police officer who, if I recall, and there is nothing to be ashamed of about this because everybody has to start somewhere, has only been a police officer for maybe 2 years, under 2 years. It's so important that your justice system work as it is intended to. I'm a Canadian. I just am looking in from the outside, but I just know that maybe this is a preliminary hearing and so things are a little less strict, but is he a freaking expert on that? I don't know. Okay, let's keep playing. The judge, I do like the judge so far. He's got this look like he's paying attention, but he's also looking straight into my soul. Like, bitch, you recording this off YouTube and playing it again? Told you not to do that.
All 9mm shell casings.
Were you able to talk to any of the witnesses about what happened?
So another officer the next day, that's why the charges kind of lead into more charges. Mm-hmm. The person whose house they shot at the studio, well, let me backtrack first. There was a camera located in the vehicle that he mentioned first. He said, the guy said that we stole his camera. When we were about to impound the vehicle, I saw the camera on the passenger floorboard where Jaquez Durant was sitting, and I said, let's ask them about this camera, and if none of them come up with a receipt or an idea where this camera came from or any information, we're going to go ahead and place it in the safekeeping, and whoever actually owns it can come and pick it up. So that's what we do with items. We just put it in safekeeping at the headquarters, and if you own it, you can come get it. Later on, we found out that the guy from the studio whose house got shot up, which we found out the next day because he was so scared that day he did not get off the floor.
Hold on. Hold on a second, Officer Rollins. I'm sorry. It looks like we've lost Mr. Rogers.
It does look like I wonder, because I know Monday he was having issues with his Wi-Fi. Let me see if I can. Yeah,
I'll find him. I'll get him back.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for him to log
Right.
on.
Right.
Officer we have on the shift that's been with the department maybe 11 or 12 years. He's really good with firearms and things of that sort. He was able to smell that weapon.
Hold on, it's fucking up. What the fuck is it fucked up? It was working. Live scene. Maybe it's live scene instead of live scene me big. Yeah, it's live scene. Sorry, guys. We'll back that up to the beginning. This is after they got the guy back, and this is the one oh no, for fuck's sakes, don't do that. Jesus. So I have to go find a measuring cup. I don't have one right now.
Okay, we're back on YouTube. Just for the record, there was an issue with Mr. Rogers, and we just paused so that he could log back on.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Rollins, if you could, let's go back to when you were you had given us testimony regarding another officer who was there, who was able to smell the weapon and what his determination was.
Okay. So there's a senior officer we have on the shift that's been with the department maybe 11 or 12 years. He's really good with firearms and things of that sort. He was able to smell that weapon, also feel it, and he was able to determine that the weapon was fired within, a certain time frame from when we got there.
Okay. But the person who, because I think Attorney Rogers I think he got disconnected when you were saying, I think I asked you, who was the person that had indicated that he had shot the weapon earlier in the day?
So the driver, Omari Liptrot, the weapon supposedly is owned by his big brother. And he had possession of that weapon. He said that he did shoot the weapon prior on that date at a friend's house who had a lot of land. That's what he said.
Okay. And I think another part that Attorney Rogers missed, I think we were getting into the shell casings that were found. If you could just tell us about the shell casings that were found and whether or not you all believe that they were from that weapon.
So we found, I believe, 5 shell casings in total. One was next to the driver's seat and the floorboard in the corner next to the seat. And four were at the supposed incident location at the studio, in front of that studio.
And from your investigation, you all determined that, I think you said the next day, that the person, I guess, who had this studio, was this a Michael Smith?
Yes.
And was he able to provide you all any information regarding any damage to his apartment or anything that was taken?
He was. He identified the camera by serial number that we recovered from the passenger seat of the vehicle that was within reach of the Jaquez Durant. We also charged him with the criminal damage to property from the bullets that went through a front AC unit. I believe it was the front window and went through all the way to almost the studio. So it passed through a few different walls. So he had multiple bullet shots as well as a AC, I guess, an AC system that was damaged as well.
Were you able to see the damage?
Another officer went out and took that report. So it was a follow-up from my previous. It was on day watch, which is a 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. shift.
And was Mr. Smith able to give an estimate for how much it was going to cost to repair the damage?
So I don't have the damage repair in front of me, but I do know that the camera was $700. As far as the damage to the property, I don't have that report in front of me. I only have mine. I can pull it up if you need me to.
Well, I guess because it's a criminal damaging, I need to know about the value of the damage.
Okay.
And so,
well, not an objection, but I will point out, I think it's the only one I've seen, I think it was criminal damage in the first. I don't think it was in the second.
Okay, right. It was criminal damage in the first. Okay. And then you said that the camera was estimated to be how much?
I believe they put the estimation at $699, so approximately $700.
Okay. And just so we're clear, the camera that was allegedly taken from Mr. Michael Smith, where was that located?
It was located in the passenger floorboard of the white vehicle that the three suspects were in.
And who was sitting at that location?
That was Jaquez Durant.
Cheers is a good one to add to the list.
Was Mr. Smith able to give a description of the individuals who were shooting at him?
He did. He also named two of them by their name, I believe. Let me go back to this other officer's report. I believe he gave names because he had to book it, and how they booked it was given their full names.
Well, you were breaking up. Say that one more time.
I said they had to book it through Instagram, and they gave their names when they booked the appointment.
Were you able to review that booking via Instagram?
Yeah, they booked the studio via Instagram, and they gave names which the victim was able to identify later on as two individuals that we found in the vehicle.
Was Mr. Durant identified as one of those individuals?
I believe so, but I'm pulling up the report right now, so give me 1 second, because it's a separate report for that officer that took the supplemental report the next day. So I just need to confirm. I apologize for not having it up already.
Should apologize, sir. No, I'm joking. Actually, it's very difficult to be a police officer and then have to do the administrative part of coming to court. In fact, that's why a lot of cases have stagnancy in them, because there's people that are doing real life work, but then they also have to come to court and talk about it. Guys, if you're just getting here, go ahead and tell me if you've ever booked a sound studio for yourself, podcast studio. I don't know, what else would you use a studio for? Yes, also, we were taking suggestions for commands in this chat. So cheers, I like, is a good command. We should say, like, cheers. I don't know what we'll say to it. I like that. Also, his lawyer's, like, black hole is a little bit creepy to me. I guess he's disconnected and maybe he doesn't realize his camera's on, but he's got the cover over it or something, but it looks like he's flying through space, unable to stop, just being continuously sucked further and further away from his client. And we don't hear taser first. Yeah, taser's a good one. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to add taser and then make it be like, run, bitch, run, and then like something like that. I haven't even paused. This is just, oh, see the coughing and shit. Victor, thank you for being here, for stepping here when you can, for stepping away whenever you need to. We'll probably be here. You know how I go. Saturday night. Hanging out with my friends. Stanley Schoolcraft? Who the heck is this guy? That's a pretty cool name.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and object at this point. I've given them a little bit of leeway, but I mean, testimony is generally supposed to be coming from the knowledge of the witness. I've given the witness time to research it. If he don't know, he doesn't know, and that's fine. But at this point, I would object that the witness is not testifying from their knowledge, their information, and they still haven't been able to produce it.
I took it as he's looking at this to refresh his recollection, but Officer Rollins, if you can't find the information, I mean, is that something that you believe is vital to your case, Ms. Freeman?
Well, Judge, is information, I don't have that supplemental, so I'm quite frankly, honestly, I don't know if it's going to say that the victim, that they were able to identify Mr. Durant or not. And so it is a very important piece because it has to do with whether or not the victim was able to identify Mr. Durant. But if Officer Rollins isn't able to locate it, we can certainly move on. He did indicate in his testimony that they were able to identify 2 of the individuals, and there were a total of 3.
Right, and I do want to know the answer to that question, but I don't want to be here for 30 minutes.
Well, I apologize. I did eventually find the report. It was buried deep in the system, but I did find the report. I apologize.
Okay. So can you answer the question as to the people who were identified?
Yeah, so he stated that on night prior, he had a meeting scheduled at his home with a male named Omari Liptrot, suspect, and Jaquez Durant. And that is under case number 2205-2387. And Terstis Harris, officer 28347, is the one who did that report.
Okay. And Officer Rollins, was this, I think you had testified previously about booking an appointment via Instagram. Is this what you're referring to?
That is. He said, upon my arrival, I made contact with Michael Smith, victim, who stated he was a music engineer. He stated that he produces music from his home. He stated that on the night prior, he had a meeting scheduled at his home with a male named Omari Liptrot and Jaquez Durant.
Yeah, I guess I want to make sure I'm clear. Is that whose testimony was that? Because I think I'm objecting to double or maybe triple hearsay at this point.
My understanding is that this is a supplemental report that was done the next day by an Officer Harris.
Yeah, Officer Harris went out physically, and she was able to get this information from the witness who was scared to make a report the night prior.
I would object to any. I mean, I know hearsay is allowed. It does not say that double hearsay is allowed. It doesn't say we can just say, at a certain point we have to cut it off. Hearsay is already has its own issues anyway. But once we get into double and triple about a report from an officer reporting somebody else saying something, and this officer's reading that report, like it's getting a little attenuated. So I would object.
I'm going to.
Hold on, Judge. Before you do what you do, I would like to know what that word is. Is it attenuated? ATTENUATED? Do we think that's it? Can I get a triple hearsay? Hearsay. I said that. I was like, I literally thought, I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong because y'all know I ain't no lawyer and I'm not American, so maybe I'm just fucking wrong. Attenuated. I think that is what he said. I like that word. God, that's such a weird kink.
Anyway, but once we get into double and triple about a report from an officer reporting somebody else saying something, and this officer's reading that report, like it's getting a little attenuated. So I would object.
I'm going to overrule your objection. My understanding is that this account is coming from the person who's alleged to be the victim.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that that officer is reading another officer's report of that victim's account, and so now the issues that arise from this are being compounded by the fact that one can't even question that officer because that officer is unavailable to be questioned about their hearsay. So that's why I say at this point we get into double and triple. It becomes like it's like interest. It's just compounding at this point.
So, interesting argument. Menage a hearsay. Menage a hearsay. I love that, Graham. So, attenuated, by the way, means it's an adjective, having been reduced in force, effect, or value. Quote, it appears likely that the courts will be given an attenuated role in the enforcement of these decisions, end quote. So, it's pretty much the opposite of what he's saying, which means like what he's saying is that they're piling it on. They're making it thicker. They're adding level upon level of hearsay, and it's already not cool at level 1, but it's fucking not cool ever at level 3, 4, 5. But if he said attenuated, then that, I think it means the opposite. Now, Jay from Michigan is saying attenuated with an IN, which I'll look up. Is that perhaps a better use? Like, that is not. That redirects to the other one. That is not a word. So, I believe he's using the word just backwards because attenuated would mean it's thinning it out. So maybe it's thinning the veracity of the argument because of the thickening of the hearsay. Again, these are like what I like to do is pick apart people's words. And most people are like, oh God, I hate talking to you. And I'm like, it's okay. I just like to look up the words. Hi, Loud Elvis. Thank you. I think that's what he means too, Courtney. So he's saying that it is a little bit of word salad. Also, it's meaning very little coming from the void. He's in like literally a black hole in the void. I don't think he said it's insinuated because that's not as strong a word. He's using attenuated. Attenuated.
Attenuated. Attenuated.
Attenuated.
Okay. Well, I don't see it that way. He's identified the witness, and the witness is the alleged victim. And he is looking at a report, but it was a report done by another officer related to this case.
And Judge, just to, I guess to wrap this part up, Officer Rollins, the supplemental from Officer Harris, was this made part of the entire report?
It was. It's all connected in one.
Okay. You stated earlier, and you may have already said this, but I wanted to be clear. The camera that was located in the car near where Mr. Durant was sitting, were you all able to confirm that this was a camera that was taken from Mr. Smith?
We did. He gave us the serial number to the camera, and it matched the same camera that I, out of pure curiosity, decided to just take and put in the safekeeping because I figured because of the initial contact that they made saying that it was about stealing the camera, it just kind of dawned on me when I saw the camera just to go ahead and put it in safekeeping, and it ended up being a camera that the victim said was stolen from him.
Was there any surveillance?
Okay. That's pretty basic police work, right? Isn't it? This man had a camera stolen, and when I was investigating that, I took a camera. Like, I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be mean. Did he not mention it first and he just took the camera for no reason? But of course you take a fucking camera. You're a police officer, you're investigating a crime, and you're allowed to search a car and you find a camera. You gotta fucking take a camera. If you don't take the fucking camera, what are you doing? Take the fucking camera.
Video that you were able to review?
No, we didn't. At this point, we didn't find any ring doorbell or any footage that was able to, put this whole thing kind of together in a video format.
Say what? You had to put a video together? Like YouTube daddy? Yeah, police was a daddy who said, put me a video? Like what? Dana, that reminds me, I've literally actually written
happened in Clayton County.
lady, shut up, I'm talking about something important. I've actually literally written
Everything occurred in Clayton County.
A harm reduction police interaction course that I called BEAR. So think DARE, Drug Abuse Resistance Education. I called it Bad Arrest Resistance Education. And it centers among me being a fucking Karen bitch, most annoying person in the whole entire world. But like in think summer camp setting of training. And it's like always on. And you just have to be good all the time. And you fucking can't punch me in the face. You can't fucking hurt me. You just have to deal with it. And I have a bunch of other whole like things about it. We would make collages and they would have to put the fucking, I've literally written this out. I've written out a plan. Because my dad was a jail guard, a juvenile detention officer in a maximum security prison, and he was never equipped with a weapon, a pew-pew like that. He had to use de-escalation techniques, and he had to use really unique ways of interacting with people. And so I happen to know it's absolutely doable. I also happen to know that there are some instances where police need to be armed and dealing with that, but I actually find it a lot more impressive when somebody can de-escalate a situation. Yeah, anyways, we'll talk about that one day. I have that all planned out. We'll talk about that one day. Because again, it's, to me, you want to require a lot from your police. You pay them a lot. You should pay them a lot. You want to require a lot from them. And nowadays that is being knowledgeable and helpful when dealing with people with mental illness as opposed to escalating situations. If you guys are just getting here, because some of you are, please go ahead and smack that like button. But, that's how we clock in for our shift. You guys are late, and that's okay. Like, it is noted on attendance, and it's fine. But I would smack the button pretty hard because that helps a little bit. If you are just joining us, we are watching a preliminary hearing and a bond hearing with this gentleman who's been accused of setting up an Instagram meet with a music producer that turned dangerous. So, like I said, let's keep going and watch this. Oh, just before we do, the beans are in. I'm the only person eating it, so don't fucking worry. I'm coughing, but yes, that's gross for a kitchen show. What we've just done is I've put in the 4 cups of chicken stock to 1.5 cups of red beans that are dry, like I told you. There's garlic in there and onion. And now I'm about to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of liquid smoke, which is like a bit of the cap for all of us that don't have measurements. And, whoa, smells like barbecue chips. And I'm putting in some Cajun keg seasoning, and that is going to be about 1/2 tablespoon, but I will definitely put more than that because I'm pouring it and I want to. Oh, that's a lot more. That's okay. Okay, after we do that, what we're going to do now is cover the Instant Pot and turn it on to high for 80 minutes because we started with dry beans. If we had started with pre-soaked beans, we would be at 60 minutes. Okay. I just wanted to let you guys know that because I sort of want to eat my beans in a bit, so we need to get these cooked. And let's get back to court.
Yes.
Also, Rollins, you stated earlier about that none of these individuals in the vehicle resided in an apartment complex. Is that correct?
That's correct. None of them had any addresses or ties to that apartment complex.
And what time of day was this?
We got called out to this incident at approximately 12:26 when we got called out.
Is that PM or AM?
That's AM. It was after midnight.
Okay. At any time, did Mr. Smith state that he gave any of these individuals permission to take the camera?
He did not.
Thank you. That's all I have, Judge.
Before you get started, Mr. Rogers, Ms. Freeman, because I've interrupted you a number of times, I was going to wait and see if this testimony came back. But when I stopped Officer Rollins, he was testifying about a witness who I believe is the alleged victim that was on the floor and said something to the effect of being scared. I didn't know if that was something that you wanted, but I did hear that testimony, and Mr. Rogers was not present for it.
I can go back and have Officer Rollins talk about that again. Officer Rollins, you were talking about why the investigation went on to the next day when you all were in communication with the victim. If you could,
so we tried to reach out to the victim. We did. We knocked on the door. We canvassed the whole entire area. We had independent other witness statements from people saying that they saw the vehicles leave the scene, but the actual victim, the person who got shot at, and the person who allegedly had his camera taken and all of those things, he was on the floor scared for his life. He didn't get up until the next morning. He said he just wanted to just lay there and just hope that it all went away. And when he finally did, muster up the courage and the strength to call into the police, that's when other officers were able to go out and actually take the formal statement from him and get the rest of the story.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted Mr. Rogers to have the benefit of that testimony.
All right, thank you, Judge. No further questions.
Thank you, Ms. Rogers. You can cross-examine.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess I'll kind of start at that last part then. Number one, so when we're saying the victim is on the floor, are we saying where, as you understand it, where is the victim and where are the shots being fired from?
So he said he was towards the front of his residence on the floor, and I believe the shots were being fired towards the front of the residence.
And when you say fired towards the front of the residence, are the shooters supposed to be inside or outside of the residence at that point?
Those people were outside the residence. He was inside. He said he dropped to the floor with his dog.
And so is he saying, because I know there was some discussion about him identifying people that booked the studio session, I guess, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Is he saying that those people, he is saying that he physically watched those people firing shots, or is that just who the people were?
So if I could, this question wasn't asked earlier and it wasn't disclosed. So Your Honor, if I'm wrong, correct me. Those three gentlemen came into the studio with two other people, and throughout the studio session, in his witness statement, he said they were constantly brandishing weapons for videos and showing guns and walking in and out of the studio. So he knew that they were armed, but he didn't really see it as an issue because he said that's what people just do on Instagram to show off. So that's where, he knew that this whole situation with the camera and him, he physically told them, based on his statement, nobody can leave until I find my camera. That's what he told everybody. And that was his statement that he gave them. Nobody's leaving until I find my camera. I got to find my camera. And that's when everything just kind of escalated.
And so, to come back to my question, when there was a discussion about him identifying Mr. Liptrot and Mr. Durant, either by name or by their Instagram, is he identifying those people as people that he actually physically saw firing shots, or merely that's how he knows the names of the people that were there?
You were correct on the letter. That's how he knows the names of the people who were there.
So when the shots are actually being fired, is he saying that he can actually see who is shooting?
Hold on 1 second. I'm just reading what he said. Okay, so counsel, if you would allow me to read exactly what he said.
Is this, you're talking about what the alleged victim says?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he said, he stated that he ran behind Omari, suspect, informing him that he had dropped his wallet and that all he wanted was his camera back. He stated that all of the males started to run towards him, causing him to run back into his home and lay on the ground. So he stated that he had a gut feeling that they were going to shoot into his home, so he grabbed his dog and laid down. So based on what I just read, he was outside, obviously able to identify them, and then as they started running towards him, he ran back into his house and laid down. Based on what he said in his statement, he felt as though they were going to eventually shoot up his home.
Okay. And then once you finally make the stop on the vehicle, just so I'm clear, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. There was only one firearm found, is that correct?
Yeah, there was only one firearm found and two magazines.
And so do you know approximately how much time he's saying passes between, well, let me make sure I'm a little bit more clear about it. So he's standing outside, the other people are standing outside. This is all prior to the shooting, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then I guess they have some sort of unpleasantries. And at that point, the alleged victim gets a feeling that things are about to go south. And that's when he runs inside. Is that correct?
Yeah, he retreated once they ran towards him.
Okay.
He said he indicated to one of the gentlemen that they dropped his wallet and all they wanted was his camera back. That's when they ran towards him, and that's when he retreated.
Okay. And so from my understanding, those people would have been outside of vehicles and everything at that point. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so do you know approximately how much time passed from him running inside until he starts hearing what he believes to be gunshots or striking objects or whatever?
He stated that a few minutes after laying down, he heard 3 to 5 shots and glass shattering from his living room window.
And then the only shell casing that you found in the vehicle is on the driver's side?
Driver's side on the floor, the floorboard in the corner.
And Mr. Liptrot was the driver?
That's correct.
And Mr. Liptrot is admitted to firing the gun that day?
Yep.
And Mr. Liptrot provided the gun he's not saying anybody provided that firearm for him as far as the co-defendants, correct?
No, he said that it was from his brother, but we have other witness statements that said there were multiple guns. We just didn't locate any more. And so there's 2 other witness statements who. But.
Well, no, go ahead. You were about to say something. Go ahead.
I have read 2 other witness statements that officer had gathered, which said that there were multiple guns, but we only recovered 1.
And let me be clear, I just want to make sure I understand. So when we're saying multiple guns, did police look around the area, the actual premises for guns?
Yeah, we canvassed everywhere. We looked in every bush, everybody's location. We looked a lot of different places.
And the only gun you found was the Glock that Mr. Liptrot has claimed, correct?
The one that was in the in the glove box.
Let's see. And as it relates to the camera, just so I'm clear, the alleged victim, is it Mr. Jones or Johnson? What's the last name?
The victim or?
Yeah, the alleged victim. What's his last name? Johnson or Jones or something?
I do Smith.
Smith? Oh, okay. I was way off. In any event, thought that the alleged victim, he was unclear where the camera was. Is that correct?
It was on a tripod stand and it had got knocked down during the session and then it disappeared.
Right, and that's what I'm asking. Let me make it a little bit more pointed. What I'm asking is, so he's not saying he knew who took the camera or anything, right?
No, he just said it went missing during the session.
And as far as it relates to the camera, the only thing tying Mr. Durant to it is just the fact that you say he was near it in the car.
It was within his reach in the vehicle and it was on his side, yes.
Did anybody in the car make any statements about how the camera came to be there?
To be honest, we realized the camera was in there after we got the gentleman out.
So nobody commented on that?
No, because nobody really wanted to answer any questions. Everybody said that they didn't want to talk past what they told us about the studio. Nobody wanted to speak. Everybody said they wanted a lawyer. They didn't want to say anything else.
I think I'm just about done. If I yeah, no further questions at the moment.
Ms. Freeman?
No additional questions, Judge. State rest.
May Officer Rollins be released?
Yes, Your Honor.
Officer Rollins, sir, you can be released. You can stay on if you want and see the end of the hearing, or you can leave. You're no longer required to be here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Rogers, do you intend on calling any witnesses?
No, sir, Your Honor, just argument.
Okay. Are you going to waive opening, Ms. Freeman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Rogers.
I imagine, I hope it was relatively clear where I was going with this, based on the questioning, specifically as it relates to the aggravated assault and the criminal damage in the first degree. But also additionally, everything I'm about to say will still apply as it relates to the theft by taking. But I'll start from the end of the loitering and the prowling. The fact that I guess that they were there, it seems to be established that they had a studio session, so I don't know if we can have it both ways to say that they weren't there for a reason, at least initially, and then say that they weren't later. Like, I understand the basis of making contact, but I don't know if you can have it both ways. They were there for an agreed upon purpose, was apparently an occupant of the apartment complex. With that being said, as it relates to the aggravated assault and the criminal damage in the first degree, there's no indication that Mr. Durant played any part in this situation. And what I mean specifically is that he's not alleged. There's no basis to allege that he's a shooter. Only one person has admitted to firing the weapon, which is also the same person who provided the weapon, who's also the same person whose car that the weapon was found in, and where the casings were found on their side of the vehicle, on the driver's side of the vehicle. Generally, if a weapon is going to be fired, it's not going to be fired across people's faces in a vehicle. So that would be what I would say about the aggravated assault, is that it seems to be relatively evident who the only person we have any basis to think did any shooting. There's only one gun found in the car. There's no testimony that Mr. Durant drove somebody there, that he provided a firearm to anyone, provided any ammo, suggested that anybody fire any shots, did anything as it relates to the aggravator itself. He's merely present at the most, if he was present. Which, as far as the who's there when the shots are fired, the alleged victim does not actually see the firing of the shots and who's immediately present and who's where, or whatever the case may be. So there's really no basis to charge him as it relates
this
to
important
that.
part.
Even if you go somewhere with somebody and you go for a
You
lawful
guys?
purpose, and they decide to do something unlawful there without your knowledge or your pre-agreement or any of those things, you're not liable just for being there. You're a witness, not a defendant, not a suspect. That will make you a witness for merely being present, which is all that they have to say about
Listen
this.
to the, oh, here we go.
Durant as it relates to the firing of the shots. There's no basis to think he was involved in any way with that. In the criminal.
Sorry, guys. What I was trying to teach you was the cooking thing, okay? The fucking Instant Pot was making its hissing noises, which is what it does. So when you first start it, you're like, what the fuck? Why didn't 80 minutes go? Like, I put it on proper. And then you realize, oh, what happens is it has to come up to its pressure and temp, and then it'll go out the top. And then if you sealed it properly, it'll seal. Hi, Colin. Thank you for being here. It is a big black thick mic that I have, presto. That didn't work when I brought it over there. Anyways, so I was just trying to say that, which means our timer basically starts now. I can hear it bubbling away. It is on a sealed setting, so the beans should be about 80 minutes from now. You didn't hear anything, Bruce? That's fine. Grammy's here. It's okay if you're late, Grammy. Don't worry about it. Question for you guys. Bruce, I really like to go fishing, and Vancouver Island, where I live, has amazing fishing. Some of the best fishing in the whole entire world. CRD, you gotta get it out. We'll do a fun recipe. We're gonna have an Instant Pot cooking night where, oh my god, how fun will that be if we all have an Instant Pot and we can all plan ahead so that we have the right ingredients and we all cook the same thing. That'd be so fun. Let's do it. Like, these are the things I like to do. Anyways, we're going to finish watching this hearing. I think the lawyer is advocating very well for his client as we go back to court, because now there's nothing to do with the Instant Pot. Now the cooking is over. That's the thing about the Instant Pot. You've got that, and then, so, like, Tin Man has 3 Instant Pots. Is that because you use them that much, Tin Man? But, seriously, we could, like, I've made some really cool desserts in the Instant Pot. You can make a lot of different things, but we will teach everybody how to use it. I will probably go through it and do it myself. We'll learn it together. We'll have it live where y'all can be like, hold on, we're not ready to move on to the next step yet. We gotta fix this. And we'll do it. It'll be fun. So look, now the number is 80. You probably can't see it. I'm not going to move it. I'm not going to move the camera. That'll just fuck shit up. I'm not going to do that. But I'm telling you, you believe me, it says 80. And in approximately 80 minutes, it'll be ready to go. But if I was to press it at 80 minutes, it goes... I know, glitter fart. I might need a directional mic. Actually, I have a funny feeling I have enough mics that I could rig up to make it work. Okay, Grim says, your wife made homemade yogurt in the Instant Pot the other day? Dang, that sounds like a pretty cool recipe. That would be a fun event on a Zoom cooking KCC party. Exactly, Melanie. And it's not like I want everyone to go out and buy an Instant Pot, except I secretly do, although I don't, because I'm not sponsored by them. I only want it so that y'all can participate with me. It's just all I want. If you're new here, welcome to my kitchen. It's pretty weird around here. We do fun things. Crystal's here. Hi, Crystal. Tin Man's here. Melanie's here. Vicky's here. Jonathan's here. Grim's here. Glitter Fart's here. Loud Elvis is here. Yes, Loud Elvis. See, I think that this is a need. There are many people with Instant Pots that don't use them. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it. Okay? We're going to have a good time. Wenlaw's here as well. Thank you so much. It could be beer o'clock. Do you know what it could be as well? It's probably med check time. It's been almost an hour and a half since we've been live, which means if you take meds, think about taking them. When did you take them last? When do you need to take them next? And if you don't, go ahead and tell me what that's like. Right before we get started, I am going to talk about Florida incessantly until I go and while I'm there. But Grim was saying earlier about being sorted into their Harry Potter house. I will be officially going to do the entire Harry Potter world experience. I'm not sure there's anything I felt stronger about once I realized. Pretty important to me. So I will be getting a wand. I have the best day ever. Okay. I'm not a Disney adult, but I guess I'm a Harry Potter adult. I don't know why that is, but it's in Orlando, Vicky. Oh yeah, Denali, Mike, we always do med checks. We also do, there's a lot of commands, a lot of fun things we have. So, listen, Melanie, I'm not even gay, but I love yogurt. You're not even Greek and you like yogurt? I love yogurt. It's good. Seriously. It always is kinky with me, Jay from Michigan. It always is kinky. And there's no shame in that. I know. Let's take a moment. F in the chat. Oh, F in the chat for Bob Barker, please. F in the chat for Bob Barker. If you're new here and you don't know what F in the chat means, don't worry. Just type F in the chat and you'll fit right in. Okay? Nobody will know. Just type F, lowercase or uppercase is fine, whichever. But we just want to see the chat spammed with Fs. All the Fs that we can see. And that means respect for Bob Barker in internet lingo. We are saying F in the chat for Bob Barker. Please keep in mind that I am probably one of the only chat rooms in the fucking internet that is encouraging this behavior. So don't go take your F in the chats anywhere else. That's the story of why it is a meme here, because I got kicked out of another weather chat for using F in the chat in the hat. Because a guy lost his hat. It was appropriate. Anyways, I love it. Fucking spam my chat all you want. I really don't give a shit. I enjoy it. If you want to call hard, call hard. I've read Stay Hard, Bob. If you want to call an F in the chat for somebody or something you like, you can do that too. And remember to spay or neuter your pets, ladies and gentlemen. That's an important message from Bob Barker that I think we all heard, even in Canada. Seriously, guys, I appreciate you all being here. It's a fun evening. It's Saturday. It's early where I'm from. It's only 6:30 p.m. Still light out. And he almost made it to $1, Vicky. Yeah, Grim said it perfectly before, Grim, and I was like slow clapping in my kitchen. Like, oh my God, that was perfect. Like 99 years old, as close as he could get to $1 without going over. Beauty. Just beautiful. Chef's kiss. Also, I was thinking earlier about I don't lie to people. I really don't like to lie to people. And that's probably why I had one kid, because I think it might be hard to lie. And you gotta lie and say that you love them all, but maybe you just love the one. I love mine, but I'm worried about I'm glad I only had the one. Let's put it. Anyways. Prissy, you missed something. We said F in the chat for Bob Barker tonight. Sad his passing, but all of us are getting older. I think it hits us differently feeling people pass because we are exposed to it more than maybe our parents, their parents, their parents' parents. The group of people that you were informed of death about used to be a lot smaller. And so I think that as empathetic people, oftentimes it's actually affecting people a lot. When we have such a broad view of the world, that means that there's very many people in our world that mean something to us that may go away. And so with that, as a good reminder, something we often talk about here, mental health, if you're ever feeling down or sad, remember 988lifeline.org is a great place to go. I think you can even text 988 from your cell phone if you're in crisis or having a difficult time, or you can come here and hang out. Now, I'm not going to purport to be like a fucking crisis line because I'm not that good, but you can absolutely come here and hang out. On that sad note, we get to know a lot more people, and I think that it's worth it. We can celebrate the people that we did know, Bob Barker included. Oh my God, can we make a Plinko game? Let's make a Plinko game. I think we should do that to honor Bob. We should make a Plinko game that is somehow, I'll make it physically. I'm talking about physically. I'll make it. And then we'll play it somehow. I think that's what we should do. Because that or the goat one are the most memorable to me. Does anybody else have a memorable Bob Barker game that they liked from The Price is Right? That I could build easily? Keep in mind my skill level, please.
Damage seems to rely also on his involvement somehow in firing the shots, which there's been no basis to allege. Like Mr. Durant is simply and even if I were to entertain any parts as it related to the theft by taking, which there's been no indication other than, again, mere proximity on behalf of Mr. Durant. There's a camera in someone else's car, which there's no basis, no statements or alleged by anybody in this car assigning it to Mr. Durant. The alleged victim doesn't claim to have seen Mr. Durant take it. So there's no basis to say that Mr. Durant knew anything about that camera being there or when it got there or how it got there, any of these things. And again, it's not his car, so there's no presumption that he was in possession of it. For all of those reasons, John, I would ask that all of the charges be dismissed for lack of probable cause as it relates to Mr. Durant. I would concede that they have against another person in that vehicle. But Mr. Durant isn't it. Thank you.
Judge, we're asking that all the charges are bound over. The loitering and prowling, even if the individuals were at this studio for a legitimate purpose, at the time when Officer Rollins saw them and they were just sitting in the car, they lost that privilege. They had no reason to be there. When the camera was taken without Mr. Smith's permission, it was found on the passenger floorboard by where Mr. Durant was sitting. And I know Attorney Rogers says generally if someone shoots a gun in a car, you're not going to shoot across, but we don't know that. And so at this stage, I don't think that assumption is relevant, but that a gun was fired several times at Mr. Smith, and it seems to have been a result of the camera being taken, and Mr. Smith wanted his camera back. Well, we found the camera located at Mr. Durant's feet, and the gun was located in the glove box right in front of where Mr. Durant was sitting.
Okay, Melanie, it appears that you're telling us you're a vampire, and that's okay. People sending videos to my office, I love it. I fucking love having an office. Even now I've realized, like, yes, fucking right, I have an office online. Yes, I do. I have an office. It's on my Discord. I love it. I'm not in it all that much. No offense. You can get my attention in there, and it's a great place to leave mail for me. But I'm like the big boss. No offense, but like I'm not in the office a lot. I'm out and about all over the interwebs. Anyways, you guys, I love it. Did they say where this happened? Presto. They did. I'm not going to dox it on purpose, but at the beginning of this stream, they did. The police officer definitely identified the address. It was an apartment complex at a dead end road. Said someone who isn't me, in my opinion, allegedly.
So, Judge, we do believe, and we've heard testimony regarding damage that was done to this studio. So we're asking that, at least for this stage, that you find that probable cause has been established and that all the charges are bound over to Superior Court.
Let me ask this question, because I think I've heard two answers to the question. I understood on direct for Officer Rollins to say that there was a shell casing on the driver's side of the car, but then there are 4 other shell casings on the other side of the car. Did I hear that correctly?
What I heard was that they were at the location at the premises, but you can ask if he's still here.
Right. My understanding was that the other shell casings were found at the location.
Okay. Then I was mistaken. Because I know when Mr. Rogers asked, Officer Rollins said the shell casing in the car. But okay. So the loitering and prowling was the charge that I was looking at the hardest. It's clear that there is testimony that Mr. Smith said nobody's leaving until I find my camera. It's clear that the testimony is saying that Mr. Durant and the 2 other individuals were there, along with I believe 2 other people in the home. So I am going to bind over the aggravated assault to the Superior Court, criminal damage to property in the 1st degree to the Superior Court, theft by taking to the Superior Court, and the loitering or prowling to the Superior Court of Clayton County. All right, what's the next? You're welcome. Officer Rollins, you may be excused. Is Alexander the next case?
Yes, Your Honor, and ADA Williams, I believe, is ready on that one, and Detective Cooper is already logged on.
Okay. I see Mr. Schoolcraft is here. Do you need to speak to Mr. Schoolcraft?
Okay. See, like, I just
Attorney Schoolcraft.
Like, sometimes I'll drop by the workplace, which is the Discord, and I don't even go to my office. Let's put it that way. But KLF put something in here. The sneering look of mine, which I fucking think is hilarious. And she said, that's just because it's perfect. It is perfect. That's a perfect... That's why I'm on video. A lot of what I say is in my face and what I say when I say it. You guys, I love you all so much. Oh my god, look at all these things I've missed. I'm such a bad boss. I'm a good boss and a bad boss. I'm working for the whole team, guys. We're all gonna grow together, I promise. That should be my new profile pic, right? See, here's my problem. And maybe y'all can help me. I don't self-promote myself very often. Ever. Like, I never post that my stream's going live. I never do that. I just don't do that. That's just not me. That's not how I roll. It just hits different when it comes from other people versus me. Especially in other people's discords. Like, it's cool, but to me, it's a little crazy. Anyways. T-Rex and I are having a fight about the color green, but I do agree that the color green is a pretty great color. Larry would disagree that I'm a good boss. Loud Elvis. Larry, you know, he's sitting over there and he says, love you most, guys. Anyways, I appreciate all the stuff you sent me. I'm going to be better. I'm more set up right now, and we are working forward. We're going to do another episode here of Bond Court, but we're going to try a different bond, okay? Or a different court. So what you have to do is give me 1 minute so that I can capture that for us. As I used to say, I'm going to draw the court curtains. Presto, you know exactly where that took place. What ended up happening, that was last October. We probably could find a follow-up on that hearing at this point. For once, my laziness is helping us because I went to an old case that looked exciting, but maybe we could benefit from that. Dap it up, Larry. Listen, thank you, Denali Mike. I appreciate that. I can try this lady. we should probably just start at 1. I enjoy watching court with you guys. I enjoy that you let me do things like this, which is have absolutely no preparation put into it and just start watching something together, and we just take it as it comes. The reason that I got into watching court from the earliest on was the Casey Anthony case. We've talked about that before. That's on the agenda to stream. But more importantly than that was during the pandemic, I really got into watching Judge Kim's bond court, or not bond court, juvenile detention docket. And it was like my jam. And I still have very, very good friends from in here and also on my phone, like that I still message back and forth with, that are fans from that court. He used to leave the chat open, and so people got to know each other. You know how it goes when you've got a chat open. You go to the same place. You're like, hey, shit, you're pretty cool. I like to talk to you. Let's talk. Oh no. See, I see something, and I'm like, oh, that would be great. It's only 8 minutes. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. 8 minutes for me is like about 28 minutes. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. I know we do agree on a lot of things. T-Rex, well, you just have to tell me what to fight about. I'll fight you. Who you fighting, girl? No, I'll fight you. But, oh my God, the hairstyles in Clayton County, I have to tell you. But the problem is that, oh my God, this judge looks so fucking mean. Bruce, we did detention docket dinners as honestly the launch of my original channel, and we probably did like 200 plus hearings of Judge Kim's, but we binged that shit. We did it like I should have made it last a little longer. But anyways, like I said, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Who is this? I don't even know the name. It just says Magistrate Court. MB says Judge Prince. I like that. I like that.
Good morning. This is Clinton County Magistrate Court, first appearance calendar, August 15th, 2023. I'm Judge Beatrice Scott. I'll be presiding over the matters in court today. We're not here to try your case or to take a plea in your case, but we are here to give you valuable information, what you are charged with, whether a bond has been set in your case, and if so, how much, and to advise you of your next currently scheduled court date. There are 3 different ways for you to make bond. You can make a cash bond by delivering the full amount of the bond in cash to the sheriff of this county, who will hold that money until your final court date, and then that money will be returned to you. You can make a property bond by finding someone who has real estate with equity equal to 2 to 3 times the amount of the bond that is willing to pledge the deed to that property as collateral for your return. Or you can use a commercial bonding company where you can pay the company a certain percentage, approximately 10 to 15% of the total amount of the bond as a fee for the company to make your bond, but that percentage will not be returned to you. If you fail to come to court, then your bond will be forfeited. Some bonds have special conditions that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going around certain places. Please understand that these conditions are very serious. If you violate the court's order, additional charges will be filed against you. Your bond will be revoked, and you will not be entitled to bond while you are awaiting trial. I want you to be aware of certain rights you have. You have the right to remain silent. If you give up that right, anything you say may be used against you. As evidence at any trial or hearing, you have the right to indictment by grand jury for most felonies and the right to have an accusation filed against you for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine all witnesses that are called to testify against you. You have the right to call witnesses on your behalf at no cost to you. You do not have to produce any evidence against yourself. You have the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You are presumed innocent until proven guilty. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can ask the court to appoint one for you. For all family members, if you intend to help the accused make bond, please allow up to 2 to 3 hours after this conclusion of this calendar so that before going to the sheriff's office so that we can process the bond information. Also, if you are a victim on a warrant and there are special conditions that there is to be no contact between you and the accused, you will not be allowed to make bond. For all misdemeanors, you will have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. If you waive your preliminary hearing, then your next court date, the court will contact you about your next court date. For all felonies, your next court date will be a preliminary hearing. In all cases, if you do bond out, then your preliminary hearing will automatically be waived, and the court will contact you via mail about your next court date. So you do not have to show up if you bond out to the court date that I give you today. So if you're charged with a misdemeanor, though, you do have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. If you are still incarcerated, that means your case will move faster to state court, where you may be able to resolve it pending bond. Everyone in custody, please raise your right hand so that I can swear you in for these proceedings. Do you swear or affirm the information you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, I will begin calling you up each individually. When you do come to the camera, please state your full name. I will then advise you of your bond information and your charges, and we'll evaluate if you qualify for court-appointed counsel. All right.
Good morning, Judge. Real quick, are you aware that we need a Spanish interpreter for 2 that was added on?
No, I didn't get that on time, so they'll have to come back tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds
All right.
good. Okay.
All
Who you
right.
want first? Females first. Who you want first, Judge?
If you want to do females first,
Yes, ma'am.
that's fine. We can do the females first, and then everybody else, just as long as they come in order, we're good.
Okay.
What are these names? Let's start getting them on. What are these? Anybody working?
All right, the first female should be Bangs. The rest of y'all moving inside the tail. Yeah, everybody else can hear. Keep it down. It's gonna be Bangs, Clemens, Conley. Oh, Clemens, stay out. Okay. The rest of y'all go back inside. You ain't call your name, go back inside. No, just not the list so far.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Clemens, Conley, and Curry. You don't have a seat.
Okay, so it's not going to be, thank you, Crystal. It's not going to be the same as dismissal Dan. I can't imagine it is. Could it be? Would we be so lucky to have another dismissal judge? No, I don't think we will. So I think it might be more fun to guess what they're here for. So I'm going to guess trespassing for this lady. What do you guys think? If it turns out that this lady dismisses and like the people take lawyers weird on the same front that dismissal Dan does, we'll do that. But I think we should try this. So DV from Crystal, drugs and hooking from Presto. What else? Battery going once, going twice, no assaults. Nobody gonna take that. Anyways, if you'd like to get your votes in, just write it in the chat. It's just that simple. I'm going with trespassing. Sashina's saying stalking. Okay. Let's see what we do. Again, you can vote as many times as you want. You can change your vote. There's no limit. This is the best casino in the world. Drugs for Jay from Michigan says. Yeah, let's see what we've got. Also, let's just do a little quick. We got 55 minutes left on the beans. Bean check, 55 minutes. Shoplifting from Graham. Bean check, 55 minutes. See her.
Ms. Clemens? Sade Clemens?
Oh, reset your bets.
Who's first?
Me. Hold on, Your Honor.
Okay.
Second. You want to tell?
That's fine.
Yeah. All right.
All right, what's your name, ma'am?
What's your name? Ma'am. She said, "Come on, Clemens." Where my black handcuff at?
Sade Clemens?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you've been charged with simple assault. Your bond is $3,500. Your bond has special conditions that you not have any contact with Jose Vargas or Kevin Vargas until this case is complete. Right? You are charged with a misdemeanor. You do have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
Hold on, give us 1 second, Judge. You got a little interruption right here.
What the fuck is going on? This might be a 150. We call another court a 5150. Oh, you're shitting me. Do you see how long it took me to get into that spot? Judge, come back. Yeah, she needs help. This is, again, not ever something we laugh about or that we joke about. Not that I'm fucking sitting on her head right now. She's handling it quite well. It's a lot of people in a little room with echoes, a lot of shit going on. So I not even sure I necessarily want to show more. It ends very soon. We go to the next hearing. Again, this is where you have bail staff and people that are paying attention ahead of time, are being are taking care of this thing, that are making it so that she doesn't have to go through that absolute nightmare. Is she out ready? Nobody's ready, Judge. We're going back. I'm gonna get it handled here. Just give me 1 second, and we'll go to the next. I guess what the next hearing was. I'm not really sure how this is going to be handled. We're going to find out together. Each judge is different, right? Interesting. Just give me 1 second. Okay. It's right there. Here we go. No, this can't be the same one. We were just sitting there. You can look with me together. So what we picked. There's the one that we picked, the 8 minutes. Oh, there, 39 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, we had enough. We had more than enough. That's all for the elevator is. Oh, that's the one that's hanging from the computer. Okay, we good. Right now, we good.
Are you ready? Are you ready, Ms. Clemens?
All right, come on. Ma'am?
Are you ready, Ms. Clemens?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you've been charged with simple assault. Your bond is $3,500. Your bond has special conditions that you not have any contact with Jose Vargas or Kevin Vargas. Please understand that based upon the charges, you from going back to your home, but I did not. Okay, so you don't need to have any interaction with them until this case is complete. Okay. All right.
I didn't even do anything. It's okay, just say yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
She gonna let her
Your preliminary hearing is September 9th. September 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I wish you all the best. All right, ma'am.
How you beat up, how you did on the table? What you say, your court?
I have appointed you a court-appointed counsel, okay?
Get out of here. You appointed to counsel, you going to matter. They at order. Man, everybody. What a council would have. So you get a
What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Dane.
What's your last name?
Dane, D-A-N-E-S. It's
How you spell your first name?
N-A-K-H-E-A.
Ms. Baines?
Yes.
All right. You've been charged with following too closely. Your bond is $500. Hit and run accident, your bond is $1,500. The total amount of your bond is $1,000. These are misdemeanor offenses. You do have the option to waive your preliminary hearing if you would like. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing? All right, your hearing is set for September 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And you do qualify for a public defender, okay?
Thank you.
All right, I wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You're welcome. What's your name, ma'am?
Jessica Maria Conley.
Jessica Conley? Okay. You've been charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $2,000. Your bond has special conditions that you not have any contact with Cameron Hanks, that you not return to 7684 Creekside Lane until this case is complete.
Yes, ma'am.
You do qualify for a public defender, so I have appointed one for you.
We're in court.
You do have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Would you like to waive it? All right, I'll have you as waived, okay? You have a document to sign that says that you have waived, all right? The jail will give it to you, and I wish you all the best, okay, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your name?
Deborah Curry.
All right, Ms. Curry. You've been charged with these are felony offenses: theft by deception, your bond is $2,000. Impersonating an officer, your bond is $2,000. Theft by deception, your bond is $2,000. 2 counts of theft by taking, your bond is $2,000 for each of those. 2 counts of false statements, your bond is $2,000 each for those. Criminal trespass, 2 counts, your bond is $2,000 each for those. And impersonating an officer, your bond is $2,000. The total amount of your bond is $22,000. Do you think that you'll be able to make bond, ma'am?
Excuse me? He said, is that a problem? Are you on mute? She talking to somebody.
Ms. Miller?
Oh, that's up there. Oh, okay. You said, is that a problem?
No, I said your bond is $22,000. Do you think that you'll make bond?
Oh, okay, not a problem.
Okay. All right. You do not qualify for a public defender. You would have to hire your own attorney.
Attorney.
Your preliminary hearing is September 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
Yes, Attorney Paul Howard is my attorney.
Okay, all right, I wish you all the best, okay?
Hiller. Hiller.
So we need, yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you. All right, next. Move it along, Judge. That's the way to be. Let's go. I know what you mean. All right, tell your first and last name.
Jada Hilliard.
She not on the list.
Ms. Lewis,
Hilliard.
Hilliard, okay, Jada Hilliard, got it. All right, you've been charged with obstruction of an officer. Your bond is $1,000. Giving false name, date of birth, your bond is $1,500. And theft by shoplifting, your bond is $1,500. The total amount of your bond is $4,000. You do qualify for public defender. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing, ma'am? Okay, I'm gonna set it for,
Yeah, could you explain to me what does that mean to waive my preliminary hearing?
okay, if you're confused, ma'am, I'm gonna set it for September 5th, 2023. You can talk to your attorney about it more, okay? All right. I wish you all the best.
Holding.
What's your name, ma'am?
Kristen Holden.
Kristen Neely.
Is there another, do you have another last name?
Neely.
All right, Miss Neely, you've been charged with simple battery family violence. Your bond is $2,500. Your bond has special conditions that you not have any contact with Patty McClellan, that you not return to 1532 of court in Riverdale, Georgia. So this case is complete. You do qualify for a public defender. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, I have yours waived. There's a document that you need to sign to waive it. All right. I wish you all the best, okay? All right, I wish you all the best. Thank you.
She said I had the paperwork as well. No paperwork.
Everyone seems as confused as I am in this court. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
What's your name, ma'am?
Hajian Loren.
All right, Ms. Lauren, you've been charged with battery family violence. Your bond is $3,500. Your bond has special conditions that you not have any contact with Tucker Alexander, that you not return to 5013 Courtney Drive until this case is complete. You do qualify for a public defender. Your preliminary hearing is September 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
I'm sorry, what was the bond again?
$3,500.
Can I ask you about the second charge?
I'm sorry?
Can I ask you about the second charge?
Just have one charge of battery family violence, okay?
I was trying to see like what was that related to, because I'm not sure why.
Read the warrant to you, okay? It said that the offender did commit the offense of battery family violence by intentionally striking her boyfriend, Tucker Alexander, in the face with her fist, leaving his eyes swollen. The altercation continued outside the room where multiple witnesses saw the defendant striking the victim, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, I wish you all the best.
Oh dear. That didn't work out well for her. What's going to happen here?
What's your name, ma'am?
Rochelle Oakley.
right, Ms. Oakley.
She said that she could.
You've been charged with 3 counts of cruelty to animals. The total amount of each count has a bond of $22,500.
Whoa, lady. That ain't gonna fly around here on the interwebs. Cruelty to animals. I don't even want to say it. Fuck. Oh, trigger warning, I guess. I don't even know what to say. I was not expecting that to be on the fucking agenda. We should save these cases for fucked up Fridays. If anybody comes across those, we'll have an area. Oh, we'll just send them to my office or message me, and then we'll compile them for fucked up Fridays. God damn it. She looks. Oh yeah.
You've been charged with 3 counts of cruelty to animals. The total amount of each count has a bond of $22,500 for a total amount of bond of $7,500. Give me one moment. Do you have a job, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a job?
No.
You don't have a job? All right, I will appoint you a public defender to assist you. Your preliminary hearing is September 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
And you said 7,500, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
We should make note of that. That's a future week attend.
Ma'am. Good morning.
What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Ivy Olay. Last name Olay. Olaye.
Okay, I don't have any information on her. Well, I'm going to ask you to bring her back last, okay?
Okay, ma'am. William.
All right, Ms. Williams, you've been charged with battery. Your bond is $3,500. Your bond is special conditions that you not have any contact with Jonathan Hardens until this case is complete. I will appoint you a public defender. You are charged with misdemeanor. You have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
Would I like to waive it?
Yes.
If I waive it,
Do you plan to bond out?
I can't hear you.
Do you plan to bond out?
I could try, but I don't really have family here.
All right. If you waive your preliminary hearing, it means your case will move faster to state court where you may be able to resolve this.
I can't really afford to stay either. So
all right, I'll let you talk to your attorney about waiving your preliminary hearing. Right now it's set for September 5th, 2023 at 8 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
So will I still be able to try to bond out?
Yes, you can bond out, yes. Okay. Once you bond out, you'll be released, okay?
How much is it again?
$3,500.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Deputy.
Your Honor. Yes, ma'am. Inmate Cook, Bree, Shorter, and
wait a minute. I can't can't hear you. You gotta speak up.
Inmate Cook,
Okay.
Free,
Mm-hmm.
and Shorter,
Mm-hmm.
they were all removed, causing a disturbance in court.
Okay.
So do you want to do them last or do you want to continue them until tomorrow?
Are they able to come up today?
Yeah,
Okay, we can do them last.
okay,
All right.
all right. We're gonna start with the males.
All right, can you all please try to keep the noise down in the background so that the
Yes.
inmates can hear? Okay,
Yeah, I will.
okay, thank you.
I'm not gonna leave out. They come back in here.
What the fuck? Why did it take so long? Also, just getting this is exactly like it's great and wait. Artie, welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh, here we go. Our next line of contestants, ladies and gentlemen. I was looking for something. Take your meds, drink your water, eat your vegetables. Love yourself. What else? Agree, Graham. I don't blame the poor. I really try and find weird and fucking fuck up solutions that most people are like, no, we're not gonna do that. If they did, they would work. And that's why I don't work at the Attorney General's office anymore. In a nutshell.
What's your name?
Good morning.
What's your name?
Hunter Allen.
All right. Mr. Allen, you've been charged with criminal trespass, damage to property. Your bond is $2,000. Your bond has special conditions that you're not having contact with Jarmez Dixon, that you're not return to 190 Governor's Drive in Forest Park, Georgia, until this case is complete. You do qualify for defender. Your preliminary hearing. You are charged with a misdemeanor. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am. I will be able to pay bond.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna set your preliminary hearing for September 5th, 2023 at 8 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
Thank you.
All right, I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Cook was on the floor. Stam still over there.
What's your name, sir?
Dakari Brown.
Stam's still over there. Oh, he was down in I need to go right here.
All right, Mr. Brown, you've been charged with DUI that's safe. Your bond is $2,500.
Yeah.
Do you have a job, sir?
Yes.
How much do you make per month?
$2,800.
All right. I will appoint you a public defender. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
All right, have yours waived. There's a document for you to sign to say that you're waiving, okay? I wish you all the best, okay?
Next.
Next.
What's your name, sir?
He waved, right? Yeah. All right.
All right, Mr. Cutler, you've been charged with public drunk. Your bond is $1,000. You do qualify for a public defender. Your preliminary hearing, would you like to waive it, sir?
Ma'am.
Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I have it as waived. There's a document for you to sign to say that you're waiving it, all right, sir? I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
If you can't read that, it says, let's get high and slay throughout day, which is a good time for you to tell me what 420 you're smoking today.
Right here. What's your name, sir?
My surname is Alves. First name is Rukman. Given name is Rukman.
All right. Sir, you've been charged with obstruction of an officer. Your bond is $2,000. Do you have a job, sir?
Nope.
All right. You do qualify for a public defender. Your preliminary hearing, would you like to waive it, sir?
I can understand.
I'm sorry?
I can understand what you said.
I said you are charged with a misdemeanor. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
Sure, yes. No, I'm waiting.
All right. I'm going to set it then for September 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay? I wish you all the best, okay? All right, what's your name, sir?
Stone, Xuan. Dang, last name Dang.
All right.
I need somebody with a radio over there.
All right, sir, you've been charged with.
You know, Jay from Michigan, this is the first time I've watched this court, and so oftentimes it takes me like 2 or 3 to get the vibe of what that judge does. With her, it's we're gonna vote if they waive the preliminary or not. And we could also like guess the charges, I guess. That could be fun. She's not topping my list of the judges. I like the previous guy a bit better. Of course, subject matter jurisdiction. No. Subject matter matters, obviously. So, I'm not like wiping it out, but I am saying that we are just sort of learning. They're not all dismissal Dan. These are all the people that dismissal Dan let go last week. Now that's funny, Presto. That is funny. I'll give you. Again, we just searched the internet. I subscribe to over like 1,200 courts. I have so much court that we could never even watch. So sometimes we just like to deep dive and look for different things. And then we come across little nuggets of awesome. And Presto, yeah, you're not wrong a little bit. You're probably not wrong. But They had to get the paperwork right. That's how it goes with dismissal Dan. Anyways, also, we've got a bean count, 24 minutes to beans. That's exciting. Okay. 24 minutes. Oh, but there's then a 10-minute debean period, if you will. Piss off Judge Bryant. Listen, I don't not like Judge Bryant, but I don't fucking pander to anybody. I don't even pander to YouTube, Daddy. I couldn't even get my channel back. So, I don't need to go and pretend and do shit like that. There's so many other judges out there. Lots of people cover her. We got lots of other things to cover. Don't worry. Also, if you're just getting here, please clock in for your shift by hitting the like button. If you are new here, that's what we call it when you come here. You clock in for your shift, like you work here, because you work here. Yeah, Presto, sometimes the best ones to watch are the worst functioning courts. And so after a while, it becomes really hurtful. Like, I've watched most of Judge Kim's hearings 3+ times now. And you guys should know this about me. Like, I watch things for the first time with you because I want to be genuine and hang out with you and react together. Like, I don't really want to, like, prep things ahead of time and know always what's going to happen. That's not the same for me. Kudos to all the channels that manage to do that. I don't have fucking time for that. But I just, each judge hits different. It's not that I don't enjoy Judge Bryant's court. In fact, I do, because she's regularly posting. She's sassy. I'll give her that. It's just not, it doesn't call to me. Let's say that. What calls to me is finding those little secret courts that have court all the time that we don't really know. Oh, so I love it. Anyways, let's continue on. We'll finish off with this hearing. We'll see where we get. It's only 7:24. Beans, 22 minutes.
Violating the Georgia Controlled Substance Act, which is a felony offense, your bond is $3,000. Improper lane change, your bond is $500. The total amount of your bond is $3,500. Based upon your application, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. You would have to hire your own attorney. Your preliminary hearing is September 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay? I wish you all the best. What's your name, sir? All right, Mr. Grissom, you've been charged with hit and run. Accident, your bond is $1,500. Knowing driving without insurance, your bond is $1,000. Driving on a suspended registration, your bond is $500. The total amount of your bond is $3,000.
We have a problem. Did she just say fucking... Let's just back it up. Maybe I heard it wrong. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. She did not just say hit and run $1,500. She did not. She fucking didn't. She did not say that.
What's your name, sir? All right, Mr. Grissom, you've been charged with hit and run. Accident, your bond is $1,500. Knowing driving without insurance, your bond is $1,000. Driving on a suspended registration, your bond is $500. The total amount of your bond is $3,000.
Is right? $1,500, $1,000. That's $2,500 plus $500 is $3,000. Fine, your math is right.
You do qualify for a public defender. I will appoint one for you. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing, sir?
No, ma'am.
I can hear you.
No, ma'am.
All right, your hearing is set for December 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay? I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
What's your name? Speak up, please.
Joseph
Henderson?
Joseph Ginchy.
Okay, Joseph G. Okay. All right, sir. You've been charged with rioting in a penal institution. Your bond is $5,000. Conspiracy to commit a crime. Your bond is $5,000. The total amount of your bond is $10,000. You do qualify for a public defender. Your preliminary hearing is September 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay? I wish you all the best.
I have to go change my laundry. We have time though. This all right back. Oh, never mind. I'll wait.
Jerome Henderson? All right, sir, you've been charged with, your case is a little different than everybody else's case. You've been charged with being a fugitive from justice, meaning.
Oh, we know what it means, Judge. We know what it means, and we have a great time voting on this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the perfect time of the night. What we're going to do is vote on where this gentleman is a fugitive from. Keep in mind, the only state that's not available is Georgia, because that is where this hearing is taking place. They are going to tell us momentarily, and I want you to guess. I'm going to give you my guess. Every time I suppress my original guess, I think, no, it's not going to be it. This time I'm going with it. Okay? I'm going with Idaho. I don't know why. I'm going with Idaho. Who else do we have in the chat? Vicky has Tennessee. We have Jay from Michigan with Florida. Kentucky from Tin Man. Alabama from Hector Cam Clips. Missouri from Presto. New Hampshire from T-Rex. Mississippi, Texas. That's Jonathan Hart and Beverly Bradford. Tanya Roach says Alabama. Loud Elvis saying North Carolina. Mayor with Illinois. Grimm with Louisiana. Sashina with another Missouri. Detroit, Michigan from Jody Gardner. CRD Loves Tea says Texas. Hawaii, Dana M. Okay, that might be the outlier case right here. Hawaii. And okay, is that it? That's it? All bets in? No more bets, ladies and gentlemen. No more bets. Actually, I don't fucking care. Bet all you want. Keep betting. You know how it is. Let's find out. So, in case you are new here, we have a lot of fun with court. This is just a little bit of a court hearing where we know as soon as we hear the judges all get a little different because this is not their standard. So they're always like, oh, I got to say my other spiel. And so that's the trigger for me to go, oh, let's check and see what people say. So everybody's got their bets in. I said Idaho, right? That's what I said. I think I said Idaho. That's what I mean. That's what we're going with. Let's hit play.
And that you're wanted out of another state. And what you're here today to decide is you have to return to the other state to address this charge. And so you're wanted out of Florida. You have to return to Florida to address the charge. What we want to determine today is whether you want to voluntarily return or whether you want.
Okay, who picked Florida? I did say Florida. I should have guessed Florida. I didn't. Okay, that was great though, you guys. Oh my god, so great. I always dance for everybody who wins because either it's like, I thought that. Courtney says, I don't claim him. Courtney, I was thinking about naming. Oh, Jay from Michigan said Florida. That's right. Good job. Gold star. Courtney, earlier I was going to title my completely inappropriate, I can't even. Yeah, it's inappropriate, but it was about going to Texas or to Florida. I'll post it later in the Discord. That's how inappropriate it is. It included Florida Man. It included, many things. Anyways, let's keep watching. 14 minutes on the beans.
want to go through a formal extradition process. If you voluntarily
Found it. I'm
return,
just gonna
it's
say
called
it.
waiving extradition.
Ma'am,
Then
we don't even care about recording
30 days to come and pick you up. If they
No.
don't come in that time, you should be released from our jail. You should still address this charge though, so that you won't be arrested again. If you don't want to voluntarily,
You see the disobedience this computer is giving me? God. Fucking balls this computer has. Holy fuck. I pressed that button so many times. Oh yeah. It was called Fuck Yes, Florida Man. Here I come. Spell that how you will. Anyways, because I'm going Florida and we're gonna have some fun, but I am not gonna get arrested. Now she won't talk.
return, you can go through a formal extradition process, which can take 30, 60, 90 days. Okay. Do you know what you want to do now? Do you want to voluntarily return?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to mark you as having waived. Okay. There are several documents that the jail has for you to sign. Once you sign those, then you'll receive a copy. The others will follow you through your process. Your 3 days will start tomorrow. Okay.
My 30 days from tomorrow.
Yes.
All right.
All right. I wish you all the best.
Y'all are assholes, but remember, we have an agreement. You guys be paying my bond via PayPal if I get arrested. I'm not going to get arrested. First of all, I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I'm a Canadian, okay? I just successfully, and we're not even going to talk about what I successfully did in Texas. Suffice it to say, it's one of the rules. You don't write down your crimes. You don't talk about them live on YouTube.
That's okay.
Don't you gotta watch me, son?
No, you have to sign those. Who's next? What's your name, sir?
Yusuf Minor.
Thank you, Sashina. Thank you, Hector. Thank you, anybody who accepted. Oh, and
Right, in
we're on
penal institution,
sponsors.
your bond is $5,000. In conspiracy to commit a crime, your bond is $5,000. The total amount of your bond is $10,000.
$1,500. Oh, $1,500 if you hit somebody with your car and you leave. This is off. There's a scale problem we're having here, folks.
Your preliminary hearing is September 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And you do qualify for a public defender, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Sashina, I would look at it tonight.
What's your name, sir?
White people.
What's your last name?
Meek.
White. Okay, I got you. So you charged with improper lane change. Your bond is $500. Driving under the influence. Your bond is $2,500. The total amount of your bond is $3,000. You do qualify for a public defender. Your preliminary hearing. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing? You are charged with a misdemeanor.
Sorry.
Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing, sir?
They just came down.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
If I waive it, I'm waiting for it to come in the mail.
Well, no, you can still make bond. If you bond out, it's automatically waived. Do you plan to make bond?
Yes.
Okay, it'll automatically be waived. All right. But if you're confused, I'll set it for September 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
Can you say that one more time?
It's set for September 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom if you don't bond out, okay?
Okay.
All right. I wish you all the best. Who's next?
You going to medical? Mitchell? Where you going? Tell them where you going.
All right, Mr. Mitchell.
He coming.
Okay.
Mitchell, you want to? Move. Yes, you can go. Wait, he got to be recorded. Y'all start, you know you gotta be.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, you've been charged with battery. Your bond is $3,000. Cruelty to children in the 3rd degree, your bond is $1,000. And obstruction of an officer, your bond is $1,000. The total amount of your bond is $5,000. Your bond has special conditions that you not have any contact with Ashley Thomas or Summer Thomas until this case is complete. And you're not return to 734 Hillside Drive, okay?
All right, guys.
You do qualify for a public defender. You are preliminary hearing. You're charged with a misdemeanor. Would you like to waive it, sir?
No, ma'am. Can I, can you repeat the bond again one more time for me, please?
The total amount of your bond is $5,000, okay?
5,000? Yeah.
Yes. Your preliminary hearing right now is set for September 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay? I wish you all the best, all right, sir?
All right, come on, Mitch. You good.
I don't know, Grant, we've had some pretty crazy nights in here. There was one night when I accidentally fucking changed the odds and people were like hit hundreds of millions of dollars. It was a fucking frenzy. Streamlabs usually keeps up very well. I'm having some issues with Streamlabs, Daddy. I'm having a good time. We're going to finish off this hearing and then we're going to call it an evening. We've almost gone 3 hours. I know that's not super long for me, but yeah, I have a few things I need to do with this computer. Teach it a few lessons, if you will. But like I said, the party is in the Discord as well. So hang out there. You can always message me there. And let's just see what she finishes with. I would like to say that I think YouTube's freaking out. YouTube's freaking out. Yeah, YouTube Daddy knows our relationship is changing. Let's just say that. Why is YouTube freaking out? That's so weird. Okay. Anyways, like I said, we're gonna finish watching this one. Then we will go ahead and if you can hang out here, I'll be around. Oh, the beans. 6 minutes to the beans. Oh, I was saying we're gonna have her back. Oh, there's almost 6 minutes left in this. You know, I'll talk a bit. This is gonna be perfect. I like her style. I like the ascot. I like it. It's not as interesting as some courts, but you know what? We make it interesting. Us being together, doing it together. So, you guys, if you've subbed recently or on before this, you're in the definite 300 club. You might even be in the 100 club or the 200 club, which means that you were one of the first 100 or 200. And right now you can be in the 300 club by subscribing. It's going to be very cool because I will fucking verify that shit and I'm going to make y'all like special online stickers or something when I can. Because I'll tell you something. I don't forget that. And we're going big. We're doing it all together. So, let's finish this up. We'll look at the beans, then we'll go from there. I love you.
All Who's next?
He coming. I don't know that one. Tell me your first and last name.
Well, my first name is Tristan, last name is Pat.
Hey, Mr. Peck, you be charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $2,000. Your bond has special conditions that you not have any contact with Thea Peck until this case is complete. Do you have a job, sir?
No.
Do you have a job?
What, ma'am?
You going in and out, Judge, say it again.
Okay, do you have a job, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
How much do you make per month?
Ma'am?
How much do you
How
make?
much do you make per month?
I get paid
About how much?
No.
about 600 around there.
All right, I do appoint a public defender for you, sir.
Okay.
Your preliminary hearing. September 5th,
September 5th.
2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
It's September 5th, ma'am.
All right, I wish you all the best.
You said September 5th, ma'am?
So, is this, September 5th? If you don't bond out, that's your next court date, okay?
Or if I don't bond out within, that's my next court date.
Right, if you bond out, the court will let you know about your next court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
You doing, man?
Good, what's your name, sir?
Renard Reed.
All right, Mr. Raymond, you've been charged with fleeing from a police officer. Your bond is $5,000. Improper turn signal, your bond is $500. Reckless driving, your bond is $2,000. Following too close, your bond is $500. And divided highway violation, your bond is $500. The total amount of your bond is $8,500.
Can you
Do
say
you have
it
a
again?
job, sir?
I ain't hear you now. Can you say it again?
It's $8,500. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have a job?
Nah, the day I got arrested, I was really on the way to
Just ask you a question.
No, ma'am.
All right, I appointed you a public defender.
Ma'am?
I did appoint you a public defender. Your preliminary hearing is September 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
All right.
I wish you all the best.
Can you say that again?
I wish you all the best.
That was definitely an I Start Monday for
What's
sure.
your name, sir?
Food.
Speak up, please. Say your name a
So
little
if
louder.
anybody having, shut up, Judge. If anybody's having issues, it is not me. Nobody's modding this at all. Nobody. So it's just YouTube. I'm being totally serious, literally, and that's probably a bad thing to admit. Literally, there's not anybody modding this except me live. So it's also not set to block any. Oh, it really wants you to know it's done. It really wants you to know it's done. So what this is great for is we're on our way to the end of tonight. Okay, it's almost bean time, Courtney. You'd think it's bean time. Wow, bean time. The timer went off, but yet no. We need to wait. It's going to keep counting for us. This is so lovely. That's another feature you're going to have to trust me on. But this is the way it's going to be. So, we have to wait about 8 to 10 minutes because if we try to move this now, it's pressurized. It will not move. What you have to do is release the valve. But releasing the valve is also to end the pressure cooking. we want to wait about another 10 minutes without it cooking further in terms of having the heat on, but it's on a warm stage. So that's part of the instruction. We have a bean wait clock. It has already gone 1 minute. We have only 9 minutes left on our bean waiting time before we can then splish the splosh. That's my 100% word for that. We are making my rice and well, we haven't made the rice yet. Oh, don't worry, you're seeing the beans. We're making the beans, and in my Instant Pot. So we're gonna wait. It's gonna soon go. And another thing to really be careful of at this point is this is a fucking bean, BOMB. Okay, treat it with the respect it deserves. It doesn't need me touching it and moving it around. I need to just hang out. That's how much we just leave it be. We let the bean counter or the bean timer tell us when it's time, and that will be at 10 minutes. And then you'll see how I do it, and we will continue on. It's a safe one though, Courtney. Like back in the day, pressure cookers were very dangerous because they weren't so well designed. This is so well designed, it can't really fuck up. Okay? She says as she realizes she used not real measurements, but imaginary kitchen measurements, hoping against hope that they worked. 8 minutes.
He has good phone. So just show him the elevator.
What's your name, sir? Deputy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What's his name?
Yes, Stillwell.
Okay. Mr. Stillwell, you've been charged with public transit violation. Your bond is $1,500.
Public transit?
You do qualify for a public defender. Your preliminary hearing is September 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay? I wish you all the best.
Come on, let's get medical.
Sir, you just step away.
Come on, sir. Step up. Step up. Step in there. The door is open.
What's your name, sir?
Nigel Rashawn Turner.
All right, so you've been charged with services. Your bond is $2,000. Your bond is special conditions that you're not return to 1925 Sullivan Road. You do qualify for a public defender. Your preliminary hearing is September 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I wish you all the best.
Is that an OR bond? Is that an OR bond?
Did she say that?
She said a bond, but I was told I was going to get a
No, it's not an OR bond.
No.
Thank
Go back to your house.
All right, I wish you the best.
Yeah, intake. Okay. Your Honor, did
Uh-huh.
Your Honor, did you get the paperwork for Olay yet? Or no? And then I skipped over a female. I didn't know this was a female last name, Virgin.
What's her last name?
Virgin.
Yeah, we just asked for all of them to help them.
Virgin. Come on now. Are you gifting me Virgin at the end of the night? A virgin? So much responsibility with the virgin.
They're gonna go last. Hold on.
They fucking cock blocked us for the fucking virgin? Wow. Oh, again, here's a great example of if I did my homework and prepped for these shows, we wouldn't have such things as these fucking low blows when they pull it from right front of us when we thought we had a virgin. But instead, we get nothing. We just wait for beans to be done. I'm not very good at singing. I do like about four lines, maybe 3 lines properly. We are only at 4 minutes now to the bean counter. Let me switch screens. We are not going to be looking here. Hold on, where the fuck is the right camera? Why doesn't the camera work? There it works now. Okay. So let's recap the recipe. If you weren't here for this, you've already left. Peace out, A-Town. We are making beans in which we have chopped onion, garlic cloves, dry beans, 1.5 cups of dry beans to 4 cups of chicken stock, 3 slices of bacon, but we didn't add that this time. But we didn't have that. This is called adapting, okay? And liquid smoke and the Cajun seasoning, which we did add. That was in. We're using the Instant Pot, and while we were making this tonight, we already settled on a fun activity that we're going to do together that you can join in too. We are going to make an easy recipe. I think we should do it once a month. We should do like an Instant Pot evening once a month. And if anybody wants to come at me with a better device that we could all utilize at the same time together, fucking at me. Okay, let's talk about it. But right now, I feel like that's an Instant Pot and an air fryer. Those are going to be our 2 options, actually. But some people like have really good air fryers. Like Instant Pots are pretty like fucking the same. Anyway, we're gonna talk about a Twatlight series. Grim, fucking love that. That's hilarious. Maybe that should be my writing debut. You guys know that my dad came and visited recently from Nova Scotia. He obviously thinks I have some sort of successful prank YouTube channel that he did not want to be a part of. He also didn't want to be a part of this YouTube channel, which is fine. But one day we will laugh at him for not being in the club when he will inevitably want to be in the club. He was here, and here's the funniest part about that. He lost his wallet and it was missing for 2 weeks and he didn't notice. I was like, what? How did you not fucking notice that? I know, air fryers are really good. And Jay from Michigan, these are they're kidney beans, red kidney beans. Red beans, sorry. Maybe not kidney beans, red beans. But anyways, the beans are meant to be like a Popeyes copycat recipe because I really enjoy the the Popeyes beans. Courtney, I think you do too. I think I'm right. I'm not even gonna fucking. I know that baby back ribs on the smoker would be great, but we don't even have fucking abilities for everybody to have a backyard, never mind a smoker. So everybody can get an Instant Pot. Okay, they're super cheap. I bet if you go to a bunch of garage sales, you'll find Instant Pots there. And that's only because people don't get into it. Here's what I think. I will develop some fun recipes. By develop, I mean absolutely 1000% take from somebody else that has experience. Okay. I will credit that person. This recipe. Well, I'll have to find out who did that one and I'll credit them too because it's not appropriate to not credit people for their work. Mental note. Gotta figure out who made the fucking beans recipe. I'm sure if you type in copycat recipe for Popeye's beans Instant Pot, it's the recipe that comes up. But anyways, so, we're at 10 minutes. Perfect timing. Thank you. Saved by the beans. So what we're going to do now is, actually release the valve. That's what a lot of people do on a Saturday night. Most people, they do it as a couple together and they don't call it that and they fuck in their bed. But what we're going to do is a little bit different. We are going to get a cloth that we have a completely available, prepped, all ready to go. Definitely not improvising to find a cloth at all. We had this cloth here ready, and we will go ahead and take this cloth. And let's do an F in the chat first for me, my kitchen, whatever, whatever happens. Okay, so we have our cloth that was 1,000% here, just already here. What we're going to do now is at the top, it has this, and I'm not moving the camera. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not moving this either. We've already talked about this. This is how it's going to go. Next time, when I'm better, because every day we get better, we will do something different. Right now, we're just praying, okay? What we're going to do is release the valve. I have a cloth because it's hot as fuck. Okay? But you're not going to cover it up. That's a bad idea, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? If somebody is releasing their valve, don't cover it up and try and stop it. Either suck it back or get out of the way or whatever. You know what I mean? So, what we're going to do here, it will let you go either way. And that's most people, again, are like that. They will swing either way given the right influence. But what that means here is that you can push this or pull this, whichever it feels better for you. And we are going to release it now. I'm going to step back. I'm also going to remove Bucky and his sensitive areas because that's in fact the area that's going to get as wet and, anyways, released as it is. So, like I've said, we've now waited 12 minutes. Oh, like I always love an extra 2 minutes. Regardless. Here we go. What has the Trailty podcast stumbled into? Well, I don't know, bud. We just released the valve on the beans. That's funny. Anyways, you guys. So the whole point of that is because in reality, because we are cooking and learning about cooking, that this is now depressurizing. So you couldn't before move the lid without hurting your, like it locking. That's the cool part about an Instant Pot that was different from a pressure cooker before. Tin Man, was it? That was very fun. I enjoyed that. But you can hear the end. And like I said, you never want to interrupt somebody while they are releasing their valve. And instead, you wait until it's subsided a little bit. And now we can come over to the lid with our fingers and safely turn it. And you will hear a little satisfactory noise. One of my favorites. And again, I love that. So, like I said, now we are going to look. I'm not really ready because you know that I didn't really follow the instructions that I gave you. I told you instructions, but I did not follow them. So my beans may look different. These are YouTube beans. They smell good. I'll say that. They smell delicious. They smell exactly like they're supposed to smell. But let's go ahead. You take this off while holding this because there's a lot of steam in the top and it gets hot. And, okay. Yeah, they're done. They're perfect. So I, again, can't move it because it's piping hot. It used to be fucking boiling a minute ago and it's still literally a little bit boiling at the top. You can see the steam coming off of that there. Ideally, what you could do if you weren't in a hurry is you would actually let that depressurize naturally, and then by the time you hit that valve, that would be already released. And that's basically what most marriages are. right? Like you just are married and you let your spouse handle that themselves. And so by the time you pop around to check on that valve, they're pretty much good. No, I'm just joking. That's a bad marriage. That's a bad marriage. So what you want to do from here is you're going to crush approximately a third of these beans into a mushy character. A mushy character for your beans. Beverly, did you just see one on $79 on Amazon? You should get it. So again, my utensil game is off point right now for a few reasons. Anyways, so what we will okay. Yeah, my phone's on. It's not on silent. Okay. That weird Matt guy. She cooked Larry. No, I did not. Larry is here. He is suspiciously close to the bean pot, but he's not there. Honestly, so smushing beans is probably someone's king, T-Rex. But the key factor to these beans is going through and smushing them down a little bit. Then you have that, and then you serve it over rice. And I it with some hot sauce because I'm sort of spicy. Anyways, you guys, listen. It has been a wonderful evening. We've just hit 3 hours, which is, to me, a great marathon session that we can all have enjoyed. I'm literally going to go eat beans. Duh. But I hope you all have a wonderful evening. The Troyalty Podcast is here. That's a channel that I want you all to check out as well. I think it's already linked on the page. If it's not, I got to do that. I got to add Sashina's too. I will be back tomorrow with something different that is not quite court. You want to see the beans? Okay, fine. Hold on. I'll show you the beans. Oh, I don't know. To show the beans without spilling the beans and hurting myself. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm smarter than that and a little bit medicated, so I can't do it. Anyways, you guys, listen, I wish I could. I'll post one on the Discord if you're not already part of the Discord. Great time to join. I'll be back tomorrow. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I will see you tomorrow. Oh, and we're counting down to Florida. Don't forget. Bye. Oh, yeah, final med check. Take your fucking meds and go to bed. I love you. Bye. Love you guys.